Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and this is my second video for today because it appears that it's just going to be that kind of day. The kind of day where you're informed of a recording where one of the contracted developers for Earth 2 and known dirty dev Tanner Rosankovic, formerly known online as Various Benson and the developer of Civil Contract, discussed that Shane Isaac, the founder of Earth 2, is apparently busy working with his lawyers under a stated budget of $3 to $4 million to file a lawsuit against myself and BigfryTV. Now, this information was shared to BigfryTV, who was kind enough to bring it to me this morning, which is what I woke up to, so I was aware of what was said. Bear in mind, this is Tanner Rosankovic here, and his honesty hasn't always been the greatest in the world, but if so, then this would mean that the defamation complaints filed on our videos were a preparatory step towards an actual lawsuit. I will not be playing the audio straight through from beginning to end. However, BigfryTV has been kind enough to link the complete audio under his video, and I will post a link to that video in the pinned comment down below. Now, instead, I'll be spending a little bit of time picking apart Tanner's barely coherent ramblings, showing how little he actually knows about such things, or at least clarifying what he's attempting to say so it makes some sort of sense. And then I will have a bit of a personal message for Tanner and for Shane Isaac as well. So let's get started with the inane ramblings of a dirty dev.
Which is a further breach of the law in Canada. It's one thing to record it, and it's another thing to actually share it publicly. Then there's the other part that I was also a minor, because even I can't give consent, even if I did, because I'm not old enough to give consent. And then there's also a TOS violation to share. You can't share direct messages. Yeah, it's like if I'm on Instagram or Discord, I can take screenshots, but I can't go ahead and upload that to YouTube. Okay. Which is what they did.
What was the TOS that he broke?
So in the TOS, someone showed me on their screen share, but I'll find it and I'll send you. It says that it is against terms and service to make videos against the youth. So if it pretty much says you can't deceive minors, you can't disrespect. This is basic just YouTube TOS.
YouTube TOS.
Yeah, and because obviously in the videos he's like Tanner Rosankovic is a scammer, shitty dev, and it goes under that TOS violation. So what they're doing, instead of me just going ahead and chucking a privacy report and getting all the videos taken down, Shane, the CEO, he's got his law firm getting a big case together, and he's instead of using the user interface, like just clicking report, selecting what it is, he's getting the law firm to send an email directly to YouTube with a cease and desist order. So that will make YouTube, take it down instantly, because obviously they're not going to protect these people because, it's a law suit with a law firm.
All right, so there are two primary points to unpack here. The first is disclosure of DMs, and the second is recording of a minor. Now, I was going to go through a full breakdown in terms of case law and other examples to show why Tanner is full of it here. However, why provide their attorneys with any sort of legwork? I mean, if they're going to be suing me, I'm going to make them work for it. That would just seem to be rather idiotic if I did their jobs for them. What Tanner was referring to was this segment of the YouTube Terms of Service where it states, cyberbullying and harassment involving minors, content that targets individuals for abuse or humiliation, reveals personal information like email addresses or bank account numbers, records someone without their consent, sexually harasses, encourages others to bully or harass. Where the pertinent line would be the third one down, where it states recording someone without their consent. However, to that end, I will state that for a long time, Tanner, under his online moniker of Various Benson, told anyone and everyone that he was of legal age, further supported by the fact that he held a Steam developer account and was publishing a game on Steam, which does require the developer to be of legal age. So if anyone was at fault there, it would be Tanner himself for his once again engaging in his usual pattern of lies. And in actuality, I'm unsure of the dates of any of the recordings made, so I don't know if Tanner was still a minor or not. He claimed he was, but as with everything, when you lie so often, how can you be believed when you tell the truth? Either way, that will be an interesting debate to have within a courtroom. Or rather, as this is a YouTube Terms of Service policy, not law as Tanner claims, that should be a simple matter to refute. Well, he continues.
And also, Shane is also going ahead and doing defamation lawsuits on his own thing against BigFry. So that will mean that BigFry, SidAlpha, and BigFry and SidAlpha, their Twitter and Discord servers and YouTube channels will all be taken down.
So
because of he's got.
what ended up happening with the view botting, if you don't mind me asking? Like,
What do you mean?
I remember you telling me about
Oh, yeah.
YouTubers making
Yeah.
view bottings and you're reporting him to YouTube and stuff. And
Yeah,
what
that's
actually
also
happened
part
to
of it.
that? Did you end up reporting him to YouTube? What happened to the
There's no point reporting to YouTube because they won't look at it, but that's also going in the email from the law firm directly to YouTube. They'll suggest that they look over these people and they'll show what we've got evidence-wise of viewbotting. But either way, there's so much stuff stacked against him, being TOS violations, multiple TOS violations, law breaches with privacy and whatnot.
Okay, so within that, Tanner is stating that Shane Isaac is preparing defamation lawsuits against us and will be attempting to shut down our social media accounts, our Discord servers, and our YouTube channels. Now, if that happens, of which there is a very low likelihood of that, I will maintain contact with other YouTube channels in order to relay information from me as to what is happening, whether that be through Upper Echelon Gaming or Hogue Law or another channel I don't know yet, but trust me, there will be ways. And if there is any actual hint of a lawsuit being filed, then you will be certain it will be fought. So if any of that does come to pass, make sure you follow any of the channels that I normally associate with, as I will most likely be communicating through them by proxy. And I think it hilarious that Tanner believes that Big Fry and myself are both view-botting and sub-botting, and he claims to have some sort of proof. Which, please, Tanner, by all means, show me this quote-unquote proof you claim to have. I would adore seeing it.
Yeah.
So his YouTube channel will just get shut banned. Then there's no appeal process for that. The only way he can fight it is in court. And I mean, Shane's got like at the moment a net worth of 58 million euros. And
where are they gonna go to court? Well, like I'm genuinely curious about this.
In Canada.
Obviously, it will be in Canada, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to Canada. And Shane's ridiculous. He's got like 50. He already told me he's willing to put 3 to 4 million in. So he's like, Big Fry doesn't have that type of money. We've done our research on him, and he doesn't. He still lives with his parents, unfortunately. So it's going to be a tough luck for him. But he kind of put himself in this situation.
Earth 2 still does seem a little bit sheesh to me.
So Tanner is claiming, and here they're just speaking about a lawsuit against BigfryTV and not myself being included in that part. However, he states here that Shane Isaac is willing to throw $3 to $4 million towards a defamation lawsuit, which will be a very interesting thing to see, especially considering applicable laws both within the United States and within Canada differ greatly than they do in Australia. And I find it supremely ironic as well that the Earth 2 community are really big on saying, do your research, and Buddy Boy Benson himself claims that they've done their research, claiming BigfryTV still lives with his parents, when it is indisputable fact that BigfryTV does own his own home, pays a mortgage, and he's doing pretty alright for himself in that regard. Hell, I recall seeing pictures of when the construction was still underway with all the Ethernet cabling and his setting up a switch, but Tanner's obviously done his research, so I guess, Big Fry, that's actually not your house, and it's just a collective figment of our imaginations. Carrying on.
A little bit niche,
Yeah.
sorry. Like, it's all big. It's a big project, and yeah.
It's a very big project, but it's definitely not a scam. I can confirm.
Oh,
100%.
I'm not calling it a scam or anything. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
actually something behind it, but obviously, how much, like, they're actually selling the tiles and stuff for, like, it's a fucking significant amount.
That's only that started at like a couple cents. That's just the market values pushing it up. They don't touch any of the economy. It's a
Oh, okay.
It's a proper economy. So we don't touch any of the values of the
Okay,
land.
so
It
it's
just pushes up.
It's all like crypto and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cryptocurrency. Yeah. E-dollar is what we call it.
Now, this is Tanner confirming that the e-dollars, which is the in-game currency, and I use that term exceptionally loosely, is or will be a cryptocurrency, which would actually lend more credence to the potential of this project operating as an unregistered security and as an unregulated exchange. And as such, all available information will be passed along to the SEC, the FTC, and any other pertinent U.S. regulatory bodies.
$1. But yeah, so his same thing, because he also put these same screenshots of direct messages on his Twitter, because obviously he was like, look at him, he's messaging me, there's multiple times where he's leaked that. So his Twitter account is also in violation, so his Twitter get banned. His Discord get banned because he put links of those Twitter posts in his Discord, which is also a Discord violation, just like YouTube's TOS. So he's like proper fucked up. Like there's nothing he can really do at this point. Like even if he deleted the videos and whatnot and pretend, it doesn't matter because there's so much evidence. Like at the moment, he's just kind of, he's just digging his own grave. Like he's kind of, at this point, it's gone.
which again shows a complete lack of understanding and a misrepresentation on the part of Tanner here, as he was acting as a person over the age of 18. He forgets to take into account that he directly and deliberately misrepresented himself and his age, which does open himself to being countered. In addition to that, you'll note that the vast majority of this discussion and the plans of action to be taken circle around Tanner himself and civil contract and not Earth 2, at least for the vast majority, not Earth 2. Which I'll get to in just a moment.
Which is good, because that means not only will the videos about civil contract be gone, but also all the other games that were stuck in this trap.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone gets released essentially, and this will be a really good example to the YouTube community to not abuse the scam word. You know what I mean? So Shane's really big on setting a standard and setting a. Here's what happens if you do this and just use the word loosely. Obviously you'll get sued for defamation. And if you go as far as to do what Big Fry did, you get banned. And this is Big Fry's job, essentially. It's his whole life.
Yeah.
Yes, by all means, file lawsuits against all of us, please. I welcome it. Yes, BigfryTV will obviously be the primary focus of their attention here. However, again, as is extremely common for Buddy Boy Benson here, this shows a woefully inadequate understanding of the United States and Canadian law. So, by all means, do continue with your plans.
So when this is gone, he's kind of...
What about his Twitch?
Well, I don't. There's no way we can really get his Twitch banned, but because his Discord, Twitter, and YouTube will be banned, he'll have no way of really telling people that he's live. So he won't really.
Wait, did you say his Discord will too?
Yeah, his Discord server will get banned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he have no way of really communicating with his fans and he'll die off real quick because there's no way for him to do anything. Can't post on Twitter, can't post on his Discord server because it won't be there. Can't post YouTube videos.
So the desire here, from what I can see, is to utilize these actions to bully critics not only of Earth 2 but of civil contract into silence and completely destroy their livelihoods, which is exactly the sort of thing one would expect from a developer that isn't engaged in some sort of I wouldn't want to call it a scam because apparently that's defamatory, something not quite on the up and up. How about that?
So he's kind of, and same thing with SidAlpha. Sin, I've already, because I'm not,
Well,
I don't hate Sin.
He's flown under the radar. He's good. He's not.
Yeah,
he's
that's
not a bad person.
That's why I've told everyone that we're talking to is just to lay low with Sin. I'll obviously be like, hey, Sin, look at this. Big Fry, SidAlpha, they just got taken down. What I'll get you to do is remove the videos because they are obviously against TOS. Same thing. He did the exact same things. He actually went a little bit further, to be honest. He actually submitted recordings of me. In channels were direct recordings, voice recordings.
Yep.
So it's definitely again TOS violation. But I don't want him to get banned because he's not like them. You know what I mean? So I'll just get him. And obviously, I hope he complies and he doesn't try be a hero.
He doesn't really care. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, he
doesn't care.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to be a hero about it, especially if I say this after Big Fry and SidAlpha just got taken down. He's not going to try test it. Yeah. There's no reason to.
So when's all this actually happening? When are you sort of submitting this, or when is old mate?
It's already been submitted. The lawyer's looking at getting everything together formally.
Yeah, and then
it takes a bit of time and a bit of money, so it's a bit of a process.
So
yeah, I'm just when Shane needs something, I send it to him. But at the moment, it's kind of just staying low. I've made myself invisible on the Discord servers because I was getting flooded, so I've just kind of...
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Just staying low.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
But it's good to learn from people in the industry that are, we've got people like Wolfgang in there. Wolfgang's like 20-year veteran in the industry, successful. We got the co-founder of Oculus Rift is on the team. So you got some big boys on there.
Okay, so that last little bit really didn't have a whole lot of meaningful information there, excepting that the very clear and self-evident goal being put forward is the complete eradication of our channels and for lawsuits to be filed. I do have to say it's absolutely hilarious that they're still pushing this false narrative that Dylan Seo is the co-founder of the Oculus Rift. A clue, he wasn't. Dylan Seo was hired by Oculus in August of 2012 as the Director of Operations in South Korea. Now, I'm sure he probably did a fantastic job there, but co-founder he was not. Now, as for Tanner, this slimy little worm has never gotten over being outed for his deplorable actions, his attempted abuse of the DMCA, which is in and of itself a violation of the law, fucking ironic that, as well as attempted legal extortion and theft of digital assets. He sees us, and particularly BigfryTV himself, as the primary causal factors for the failure of civil contract, which I will let you in on a little bit of a secret, buddy boy Benson. The only person who was responsible for the failure of civil contract was you. Now, I've said it countless times that gamers are able to forgive a great deal if they're provided with a good game. However, that is something that Tanner himself was simply unable to accomplish. He thought he was this practiced and polished game developer who was going to release the greatest game ever, where in reality, all he was capable of doing was a Frankenstein's monster of store-bought assets that were barely held together with duct tape and baling twine. And now he is using Shane Isaac as a pathway for revenge. Nothing more. It is petty, it is small-minded, and it is pathetic, which is unfortunately par for the course for good buddy Benson. And as for Shane Isaac, if you really want to go to war over this in a legal capacity, it will most certainly not be as simple as you believe. Yes, you plan on throwing several $1 million of money that should be spent developing your so-called game and using that as a platform to shame your doubters and dissenters by being able to say, look at what we built, say it's a scam now. But no. You decided to take the same route that dirty devs have tried in the past, and continuing on this route will place you among the ranks of Digital Homicide and Alex Mauer in terms of games industry infamy. Of course, that is if Tanner is to be believed, which I still hold severe reservations about. But if he is actually being honest, don't expect myself, BigfryTV, or any of the others to simply lay over and die just because someone on the internet said mean things about your project that hurt your feelings. I will do for you the same thing I have done for every dirty dev who has ever threatened legal action against me in the past. My email address is on your screen. Give it to your attorneys. After I verify they are who they claim they are, I will forward them on to my attorney, and we can do this. I will not stand idly by while a dirty dev threatens the destruction of my channel nor the channels of my fellow creators. You want me? Come and get me. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you in court.